This is a continuation of the Cutsheet Submittal Setup, and we're going to talk about specifically adding cut sheets to items. You'll notice we have in our project editor, we have our different part numbers. And I've added a new part number here which does not have a cut sheet tied to it. So the first step is we locate the cut sheet that we want to associate with that part number. And you'll notice that I specifically have a image folder and then a subfolder for Edwards. And so you might set up different folders for different manufacturers like I've done. And then we put our cut sheet in that particular folder. So now we go to the actual item itself. And in this case, I've already added the item to the editor. I can go to the inventory screen and then come over here to this other fields tab. And you'll notice there's been no image tied to this device. And so I click on this attach image, and then I browse for the image, and I specifically want to use the cut sheet browse button, and I go find our image. And so under Edwards, I find the image of the cut sheet, which is a PDF, and I associate it with it. Now, that's all I really need to do if I want the entire cut sheet. But I can also tell the system what page to include, or pages to include. So the first thing I can do is simply hit the Save button here. And this will save and produce the cut sheet that I'm looking for. Now, you've got all these different pages, so you may decide that you only want a specific set of pages. Like you may want to include just these two pages here, 3 for 2. So if I come over here to this guy and I say start at page 3 for 2, and I hit the Save button here, then it will produce the cut sheet that I'm looking for with specifications, etc., like so. Okay. Now, if I close our screen and go back to our inventory screen now, and I move off center, you notice this cut sheet button now appears because it's now got data, and if I hit this, it will produce the cut sheet just like that. If I go back to the actual item in the editor now, you'll notice if I'm off record, this is grayed out, but if I'm on record, the cut sheet PDF becomes available here, and I can just press this guy and I get the same cut sheet. So that's how you associate an item to the corresponding cut sheet. Now, in addition to regular P lines, you can also associate E lines, which are non-inventory items, to a picture. The idea behind this is that we don't have the item in our inventory system because we don't know if we're going to get the bid, so I don't necessarily want to add it to our inventory system, but so I can have it on my proposal. So we locate again the diagram we want, and in this case I'm going to associate this Duet JBL speaker. I'll double click so you can see what it looks like. So there's our cut sheet. And the way we do this is we go to the line and we simply touch this little button right here. Now this button later on is going to be used to determine which items appear as cut sheets, but in this case on an E line, it brings up the same tool, and then we can go ahead and browse for that cut sheet, and that's going to be under JBL, and then Duet, like so, and then we hit the Save button, and it produces our cut sheet for that Duet product, like so. So that's all we had to do, was simply go to the E line and touch the image button, like so. Now, since this is the only association to this part, and you need, if you want to make an edit, If you press the Control key and then this button again, it will bring you to the same place where you can set up the configuration for this part. It also should be noted that later on, if you were to convert this E-line to a real part in your system, the system will carry the configuration of this E-line into a regular part number configuration for you automatically. Okay, the next take is going to be talking about these special documents here.